Hi, I'm Ben Stacey, and welcome to the Tale Slate. Today we are talking Doctor Who, specifically the unforgivable things that Steven Moffat has done with Doctor Who. So today we're here with Katie Mavin, the Caffeinated Geek Girl, and Brian Trerice, comic book fan and science fiction fan. And so we want to talk about the unforgivable things that Steven Moffat has done with Doctor Who.
Oh, so
Now, yeah. Now, I should point out that we think Steven Moffat is actually a great writer. He's done some amazing things. And in fact, we're going to have another episode which does talk about the brilliant things that he's done. But we wanted to start with some of the things that we thought were absolutely terrible, things that are unforgivable with Doctor Who. So I know I've got a few things that I don't like. How about you guys?
I feel like unforgivable is really a strong term.
yeah.
I don't dislike Moffat in any way. I tend to just kind of go along with what he does, so I ignore a lot of the really silly things he does. I don't know, some of the things that I don't like that he's done. I really did not like when he made Danny Pink a Cyberman.
Yeah, that I don't know. It's kind of like at once, it's kind of dramatic.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're right. It's just like, no, that's not what you do to him.
No, I kind of understand where he was going with it. There was a little bit of an ironic thing to it with the fact that Jenna Coleman, her first episode would have been she ends up being a Dalek. And so it's kind of funny how in the end Danny Pink ends up being a Cyberman.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like that was the way he should have gone out.
I think he was trying to. Stephen Moffat was trying to do, because at that time, Clara was trying to pretend to be the Doctor. She was trying to do everything and become the Doctor. And I think it was supposed to be what happens to the Doctor, or it's a mirror of what happens to the Doctor, where his companions die. And I think that's what they were trying to do, is show it to Clara.
That's a really good point. I like that.
I wonder, does that have anything to do with one of my biggest beefs, which is Steven Moffat? You always hear him talking about in interviews how, oh, it's Doctor Who, anything can happen. And no, anything cannot happen. You have certain rules that you've created in this particular world that you need to stick to. And anytime I hear him say that, I start to cringe and go, this isn't going to work out good.
So what kind of rules do you mean then?
Well, for instance, a good one would be, take the Pandorica opens. The Doctor's now back. It's probably around year 0 or a couple hundred years BC, right? Or is it just a couple, whatever. It's a long time ago. All these alien creatures, the Daleks, the Cybermen, the Atraxi, which we just met in the 11th hour, are all there.
Yeah.
So it has to kind of mean that they all had
They
some
all
way of
coexist
time.
in the same time and space.
Yeah.
Plus, they all seem to be able to time travel.
Yes, that's what I was
Because
gonna
if he had just met the Atraxi for the first time in present day, how are
are
they
they
going
there?
to, 2,000 years ago, be there to...
Yeah.
Now, I can see that being one of those things where he goes, wouldn't it be cool
Yes.
if we had all his enemies there all at once working together? Well, that's cool if it makes sense, but it doesn't make any sense. Because if time travel is that easy, well, what makes the Doctor so special?
But as Steven Moffat has said, anything can happen, and he'll somehow make it so that it's okay.
Yeah, but that's the problem, is that with science fiction and fantasy works, there has to be a framework. Like you have to have boundaries. You have to set what the logical boundaries are for how the science works, and or how the magic works if it's fantasy.
I feel like what you're saying, yeah, he doesn't follow, but he follows the time stream so well. Like he's able to, interconnect episodes that are seasons apart, and they just mesh so well together.
I wonder if that's intentional or lucky.
Well,
it might be lucky, but he's just so good about keeping the consistency of everything.
Actually,
find.
I disagree with
Yeah, I was
that.
going to say, I'm not sure if I agree with that either.
Yeah, the Day of the Doctor, the 50th episode, or 50th anniversary. Remember how they had the thing where they were scanning the door?
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
And the War Doctor scans the door and he says, now the calculations will take hundreds of years and blah, blah, blah. And it goes through their
But since
sonic
There's sonic
screwdrivers.
screwdrivers,
Yes.
yeah.
But number 10's screwdriver got destroyed in the first episode with Martha Jones.
But the software update is the same. Remember, they said the software is essentially the same, even though there's different screwdrivers. That
True,
particular thing didn't
but
bother
it was,
me.
Yeah, but the screwdriver was destroyed. He fried it.
So he would have
And he
needed
threw
a
it
new
away.
screwdriver, so it wasn't the same one.
It would not have been the
totally.
same one.
Well, no, because every single one, it's the same firmware.
Yeah, but he
Doesn't it
fried
get-
it. It's like having a computer and
But
then you
it-
fry
It gets
it.
uploaded to the
isn't-
cloud.
What?
What cloud?
The
His
cloud,
cloud, the TARDIS
is
cloud.
yeah, the TARDIS. Everything. I
The
think.
TARDIS was on Earth.
Yes,
Doesn't matter, but it's
everything is stored within the TARDIS. Like you, I remember at the episode that Peter Capaldi gets his new sonic screwdriver. It pops out of the TARDIS.
Same
so,
with Matt Smith.
Yeah, and so everything is downloaded into your cloud TARDIS. So I
See-
think that although he destroyed the physical sonic screwdriver, everything was still there in the TARDIS.
Okay. It's just, I've never heard them say that everything gets downloaded to the TARDIS.
It's our
Well,
Moffat
they never said
logic.
it. They
You
never
can just
said
make it
but
work.
We're figuring a way that would explain it.
Yeah.
So that
Okay,
particular thing
okay.
didn't
It's-
bother me.
Okay. My argument is I don't like having to figure out how to explain.
I need a damn book
Plot
for
holes.
this.
Yeah.
Like I have actually sent my husband on so many trips. Like find me a book that just explains this because I get it in the grand scheme of things, but I almost want a book that's like, this is what's happening in this episode. This is how this ties into this and this and this, because it is really one gigantic puzzle.
I do worry that he doesn't follow the time continuity that well because there's many episodes where I feel, I can't think of any particular right now, that it's
So you're wrong.
Oh, I know.
well,
I came right off the top.
he's changed things or either accidentally or on purpose. And if you do it on purpose, then you're pissing off the
Yeah.
people that really like the thing that happened.
Yeah. Well,
What were you thinking of?
Okay, remember with number 10, what was the one with the spider, the giant spider?
Oh,
The one with Donna?
Donna, yeah, the spider
Yes.
that was up.
Okay.
The one that was like the spider's ship was supposed to be at the center of the Earth, and that the Earth had formed around it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
With the fourth Doctor, I believe it was the fourth Doctor, it was the TARDIS that the Earth formed around.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they messed
I
up
haven't
even stuff
watched
from the
those
old
ones.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moffat's going to say that he didn't write that, so it doesn't matter.
It's continuity. I'm a
Yes,
huge
yeah.
fan of continuity.
Well, and he normally has been really good about the earlier episodes, bringing it into the newer ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing that really annoyed me, and actually it ended up working itself out, thankfully, but those stupid new Daleks.
The color-coded ones,
color-
like the yellow
Yeah.
and the
The
red.
Big,
yeah.
colorful Daleks.
Hey,
true.
they're colorful.
Well, that was
Why?
all toys. It's for toys.
This
Come on.
style Dalek
Yeah.
is creepy and scary, and almost
A
identical
bright
to the
red
original
fire
ones.
truck one isn't? I'm kidding.
Even the shape of them was not scary. They were bigger.
Yeah.
Who cares? Those things.
Yeah, I get it. They're
were
supposed
scary.
to be new and improved, but the idea was it was for marketing purposes to sell toys. to
And
kids.
obviously it failed because they somehow forgot about the new ones.
Although
they
you
don't
keep
exist.
getting them in your little mystery packs.
Oh, really?
I have a yellow one and I have a red one at home.
So, I mean, that was thankfully, and actually that particular episode, he didn't write himself, but of course you can blame him because he's the showrunner now.
Yeah.
The first 15 minutes were interesting, and then it got stupid. I mean,
I honestly, I don't even remember
Spitfires
that
in
for the most
space.
of it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Like that's the one thing where it's like they didn't apparently have any of this, and then all of a sudden, the cyborg doctor is able to build all this stuff in a matter of hours, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
send it out. And then, of course, and everyone knows how to fly out into space and how to fight in
and they're
dog
fine with
fights
it.
in
It's
space.
not like they're
Yeah.
amazed when they're out there.
No,
They're just
exactly.
flying around shooting and stuff. Yeah, that's the kind of things that happen where, even we were talking earlier about the Beast Below, Amy's first trip with the Doctor, and that was written by Steven Moffat. And the character of Amy in that episode was too familiar with being out in space. Nothing seemed to
I think
Amaze her.
be amazed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing in one of Jenna Coleman's first ones, when the one where they go to that planet with the big sun god.
Oh, Akhenaten.
Oh,
Yeah, there were some good moments, but again,
Yeah.
even that, she was a little bit too like, oh wow, I'm in space, cool.
Yeah.
It was. I mean,
think
if you
she
were taking
was-
it to
yeah.
space, you'd be like, oh my gosh, this is weird.
Yeah, everything
What
you'd
is
be
well, I
this?
looking
mean,
at
I
every
think she
single
was a
thing.
little bit more concerned. She did a lot more looking around, looking at all the different creatures that
Mm-hmm.
were there. In Amy's defense, I mean, she kind of met the Doctor when she was really young, and she probably had all this time to, I know that these aliens aren't showing up in our textbooks, Kig, but, she's probably, thought about all this stuff, and it's not as new to her.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. It's still
No,
that bothered
I
me.
agree. I think it's less a problem with the writing and more a problem with the timing of the show. Is that you only have an hour to tell everything in, and not even an hour, because minus the commercial breaks.
45 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, and so you've got to, gloss over a lot of the stuff of like, oh my gosh, look at everything around here. It's alien.
It can be done in a look or two.
It can be done in a sentence like, holy crap, look at all that stuff, and then move on.
But I think that's actually something that bothers me, is that he spends so much time on useless scenes that takes away from what could be more, time better used telling the story. And so that, like he'll spend a lot of time just not, obviously not looking around at everything, but just in random conversations that I guess can be tied back into the story. But it just seems like, wow, just get on with it. Just,
It's those,
you're wasting time.
for me, it's the spiels. Like that episode you're saying with
really?
Clara, I hate the spiels. The episode with Clara when they're on that planet and he gives like this 3-4 minute long speech about don't do this, don't do that, and it's like shut
Oh, what, to
up.
her or to...
Well, in general, he does it all.
Yeah,
Okay, I
they
like
all
the big monologues he's given
No,
the
no,
Doctor.
no.
I do like
hate
those.
them all. It's such a waste of time.
No, the ones where he's defeating the alien with his monologue. I like those.
Oh, well, that's
Like the
a
Akhenaten
classic.
one, that
yeah.
was great. The one in where the TARDIS got shrunk, Flatline, his speech at the end to them. The one in...
A Good Man Goes to War.
There was a bunch of them.
That was a
one-
good one.
Yeah.
I liked that one.
And the one recently in the Zygon
but I
version
think,
too.
but I think it was specifically that episode where, with Clara, people talked about how fantastic that speech was, and I zoned out. I did not catch half of that speech because it was so long.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys have some other ones, but I wanted to give you my last big one, and all I need to say is the Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe.
I hated everything about that show.
I think I saw it after you had saw it and said it was terrible, and so I was going into the episode knowing that it was going to be terrible, so it might not have been as bad in my head because it wasn't. Yeah, I don't know.
That's one I ignore. In my mind, that never happened. That does not exist in the Doctor Who continuity at all.
Yeah.
'cause
Well, it's got nothing to do with storyline.
No. Mind you, the last 2 minutes were kind of sweet when he shows up at Amy and Rory's door.
Oh yeah, for Christmas.
But that was
sweet.
that was the only good part of that episode.
Yeah.
What about you? What are some of the big things that get you, other than what we've talked about?
I think the one thing that's always bothered me is the way they approached Amy getting pregnant with River. Like it almost, I don't know, it's probably coming from a mother's standpoint. Like it almost aggravated me that that whole doppelganger thing. Like she had a baby, but it wasn't River. They'd already actually taken River, and so she's holding this baby, and then like it melts in her arm, and I don't know. I just never really liked the way that was. You could just see it on her face, like how upsetting it was, and so I think it was upsetting for me seeing that too.
Well, I think
But
that's
isn't
the
that a
point,
good thing
though.
then?
Yeah, for sure it's the point.
That means
for
it worked.
Sure. Well, yes, but I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I
well,
just don't like it.
I agree. Like when there's something, like I like actors who make me hate them, because that means they're doing a good
For
job.
sure.
Yeah.
So when a writer does something and I'm like, you just,
It's like, why would you do that to
yes,
me?
why would you do that?
Yeah.
I love those writers because they got a reaction out of me, and that's not easy to get. Because I'm so immune now to most horror movies and things like that, that when there is a scene that does disturb me, then I'm like, ooh, okay, that was good.
Well, it's like when Amy and Rory, I'm going to say die. They didn't really die, but it's a love-hate with that one. I hate it, obviously, that Amy and Rory had to go. I loved Amy and Rory. Like, I am totally on their team. What I hated the most was that the Doctor, and River specifically, didn't get that proper goodbye. It was a blink of an eye, and they were gone.
I love that.
I know, that's what I mean. Like, it's a love-hate. Like, there's another side of it, too. Like, River had to keep watching the angel so that the Doctor could have his breakdown moment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the fantastic part about it. But I don't know. It's so sad that they've spent so much time together, and there just was no goodbye. It was just.
See, I would put that in the brilliant things.
Well, that's what I mean. Like it will, for sure, will come up in the brilliant things. But there's also that little bit of I don't know.
That's a good example of an episode that had some brilliant spots and then some absolutely ridiculous stuff.
Yes.
But you were talking about
Yes.
the.
Oh yeah, the Statue of Liberty
Yeah.
as an angel. It's like, how does no one see the angel? It would take one step and then freeze.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
somebody
they
would
wouldn't
be
even
seeing
get
it.
a step. Like somebody is always looking at that thing.
True.
The instant I saw that, it's like my jaw dropped. Like, are you kidding
How did
me?
it get into the middle of the city
Yeah.
without knocking anything over?
It's
I
like,
know, but
that would be, would be cool. Let's do the
Yes.
Statue of Liberty one. No, stop. If that
Logically, it
sentence,
doesn't make sense.
yeah, but if I was sitting in a room with Steven Moffat and that sentence came out of his mouth,
No,
you know
talk.
what's going to be cool? Stop. Do not do it. No.
yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff. Like I liked. Now this was under Davies as the showrunner, but it was Moffat writing. The Empty Child.
Yeah.
I loved the creepy little boy with the gas mask face.
Yeah.
And that to me, like it was really creepy, but it made sense. It wasn't it looked cool, and it was very cool for a storyline, and it made sense. You didn't have to at the end of it go, oh, what, really?
Yeah.
You know? But the one part that I did do that, and this is, I love saying this because it was like at the end of that episode, or it was at the end of Dr. Dance's, where he fixes everything by literal hand waving at the end of the show, where it's like, everybody lives, and it's like, what the hell was that? Like, I mean, okay, I can see it even if he used the sonic screwdriver and he messed with the alien capsule that the nanobots came from. But he didn't. He just waves his hands in the air where the nanobots supposedly are, and that somehow reprograms them. I don't get that. It's like, why would you do that?
I don't even know why this popped in my head. It's the tiniest little thing. The episode in the library, David Tennant, he snaps his finger and the TARDIS door opens. He can now do it without the key. Then we get Matt Smith. He can no longer snap his finger and open the door. It's the same darn doctor, but he can't do it anymore. He goes right back to the key, and it's like, I thought there was like this whole explanation as to,
It was a throwaway line. They did use it a couple of times later, but
Well, doesn't Peter Capaldi do it?
I think
he
so.
does,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I'm one of them,
I
yeah.
don't know. Maybe Matt's just a child and
But
he can't
see,
figure
now-
it out.
But this is what gets me is that there's that episode with Clara and Capaldi where she thinks that she's got him trapped in a volcano because she wants to bring Danny back.
Right.
Oh, I love that.
And she's like throwing the keys, and that was a very cool scene.
Oh, but then you're thinking.
But then it's like, well,
Yeah.
the door's open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
And he's freaking out too. He's like, oh my God, don't throw the keys.
yeah.
It's like, you can
You
snap,
said
right?
you had something that I wouldn't agree with you on? Or have
Oh,
you
there's a lot of
mentioned
things. Oh, yeah,
Come
Is
on,
it-
Ben.
is it? I'm thinking it's the big one.
What's the big one?
Was it the one I told you about?
No, you didn't.
No,
Just tell us.
You didn't tell me. I've been waiting. I've been waiting to hear this.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right then. Moffat turned Doctor Who into a misogynist racist.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
How?
Are
Okay.
you on that bandwagon?
No, seriously, think about it. think about
Explain.
it. Okay. Now, there's been that whole argument that, the Doctor Who can't be, a black actor or a woman actor.
I
It's always-
think eventually we will get
Mm-hmm.
to a female doctor because the Master went
Well,
female.
no,
Yeah,
the
we'll have
Master,
to
that's a
we'll do
special
another
condition.
episode where we'll talk about that because I disagree that there should be one. I don't think there should.
I do.
Well,
but I'm a girl,
Okay.
so.
Yeah. No, see now I have no problems with the idea of having male and female Time Lords running
Yeah.
around and all that.
And clearly
I
they
just-
can be.
Well, yeah,
Well,
like
Steve
at the end
Moffat's
of
just made them so they can.
at the end of Hellbent. Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I'm
Yes.
talking about though.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what turns Doctor Who into a misogynist racist. Is that episode at the end of Hellbent where the commander there he changes
Yeah.
and he
It was a black man that turned
no
into
he was
a woman.
a white woman who a
Oh.
white
White-
man who turns into a black woman.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, if that is possible, why has the Doctor only ever been a white man? The
Why can't he
whole
be
time?
American, guys? I'm kidding. No. Don't.
No, but
Canadian.
seriously.
Canadian.
Yeah, like
Actually,
Canadian.
well, I can
act a little.
We would be too nice.
No, well, considering that was a Canadian who came up with the idea of Doctor Who,
Yes.
and that CBC helps produce the show,
Would be nice.
why is there never any Canadian characters? Why is
Yeah.
Well,
you know-
because clearly the Doctor only goes to England.
Yeah.
Doesn't go anywhere else.
Well, World War One. He could have been
This
to
is true.
Vimy Ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay. But getting back, the one thing is
Yeah.
that the other thing that points to the Doctor being a misogynist racist, though, is that remember when he came back, number 9.
Okay.
Okay.
Doctor
Doctor
number
Who-
9.
Doctor
Christopher
number nine.
Eccleston.
Yeah, yes. He what's his name? Mickey. He's always
Yeah.
insulting Mickey the whole time.
Ricky?
So's-
I'm kidding.
yeah. and same with number 10. He does the same thing.
But in the end, he ends up with Martha and becomes like some
Ah,
badass.
But with Martha, if you remember, in the very first episode, he kisses her and he's like, "It doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything." And
yeah, but he's just
and-
come off of Rose.
Yeah, but
And Rose was this huge deal. I mean,
okay, but then you continue on, and they've been adventuring for a bit.
Okay, get
And then-
Steven Moffat doing this because we're
Okay, well-
we're still in Russell's
Yeah.
territory.
No, I'm just pointing out the fact that this adds to the misogynist idea
Oh,
and racist idea. Is that remember when he the Family of Blood episode?
Yes.
Okay, where he makes himself human.
Yeah.
And he goes full-blown aristocratic, white aristocrat, upper class, and treats Martha like a servant the whole time. He completely treats her like a servant, to the point where he even kicks her out the door when she disagrees with him.
Okay.
And she gets above herself.
But he
In
made
my
sure he was a
mind-
human of that time period.
yeah, and in my mind, I'm thinking, she and he probably had a conversation before he went human,
Yep.
and then she upheld that end because obviously he had no idea what was going on.
But
and
y- But, then,
But we're
you
still
would
we're
think-
still
but
in
you-
Russell's territory. Let's
Yeah,
get to
no. I'm just saying this.
we're
This just
building
adds to.
up
Okay.
to
Yeah.
it.
get to it.
Okay, but with the 12th Doctor,
Okay.
okay, now he needlessly insults Danny Pink, calling him a PE, physical education teacher. When he says, no, I teach math, he's like, no, PE. And he just refuses to admit that
Well,
the guy can
because-
have a brain.
He's a dick.
Danny's not a
No, that's not what I mean. Peter
No.
Capaldi.
Peter Capaldi's
He's a
a dick.
little bit.
Oh, yeah, he's a dick.
And
But why? But why to him? and
Because
not-
he doesn't like soldiers.
He's no longer a soldier.
But he was.
He was.
He was, but he's no longer a soldier. He's a teacher, just like Clara.
Yeah, but he still has that past.
So did he. He was the war doctor. He
That's why he doesn't like
slaughtered-
soldiers.
No. He's never liked soldiers. But come on, you can't sit there and compare Danny Pink to the war doctor and say it's the same thing. I mean, the war doctor slaughtered thousands of people. Danny Pink accidentally killed one kid.
Which he didn't know anyways. He was a soldier.
No, Danny Pink.
No, the Doctor doesn't like soldiers. So-
Right, I know.
Yeah.
But you can't sit there and say that, oh, well, he just doesn't like soldiers. No. I mean, he was a soldier himself as the war doctor.
Was he really a soldier?
Yeah, I guess he became a
fought.
soldier. He was, yeah.
He fought, because he, remember...
Yeah, but
in-
they
in-
all fought.
No, but in Night of the Doctor, when he transforms into, well, technically it would have been Doctor number 9 at the time, but then he became known as the War Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, make me a warrior.
Yeah.
And he drank the magical chalice that turned him into a warrior doctor.
Yeah.
So he became a soldier.
I don't know. I think it might be stretching on that one, but
I don't know. I think just the simple fact that every one of his, 14, I guess, actually,
no, it was only 13.
13.
well, war doctor.
That would
We're
be
on 12
13.
now. We're on 12 now, plus
Oh,
War
that's
Doctor
right. Yeah,
13.
you're right. But even including that one, he's always been white. Every single one of his characters are white
I think
males.
enough people are fighting that. That eventually we're going to get to that
Well,
point.
you know,
Oh, no.
we'll definitely
That's,
do-
now you're talking about outside of the
well,
story.
and then this is
I'm
as
talking about
well.
in story. I'm talking in story.
Yeah.
Is that why is he like that? I mean, why does he never have anything but a white male body?
That's just the way it was cast, I guess.
No.
I don't know.
You see, you're going outside. You're
He's-
meta-thinking.
I know that.
I'm talking about within the story. Doctor Who himself is a misogynist racist. Not the character, I mean, not the writers or
I
the
don't
actors.
think I'm going to get on side with you on that one.
I think that's good. I think this will break the
All
internet
I think
if
about it is
people
that
actually discuss
somebody has a type, okay? And that's just what the type is for him. He likes being a white man.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, that's true.
I like being married to a white man. That's my type.
I suppose
Okay,
so.
well, that's a whole new discussion there.
Was there anything else that Steven Moffat has done that's unforgivable before we wrap up?
The only thing I have to say is that, and I think we've kind of touched on it at points, is that for a sci-fi show, he ignores science a lot. I mean, like the science he puts out there is just awful.
Yeah.
You know, like the Forest of the Night.
Oh, that was a bad one too.
Yeah,
He
that
didn't write that, but that was under his
No,
watch.
that was
Yeah.
under his watch. And same with Kill the Moon. While I did really like the
themes of that
the
were
theme
good,
of that, the fact of the moon being a giant egg is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you had, Katie, before we wrap up? No? Cool. So wonder whether you agree with us or not. Has Steven Moffat done some unforgivable things? Maybe. Anyway, that's it for this episode, and join us for more.